It's back. Hey yo, what's up? How's it going? Cheers. We might just start a whole new one. I'm just gonna delete that old stream. We're gonna go from the beginning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yo 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 yo. We're doing the whole thing again. Start from the beginning. Roll. Yo 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 yo. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I literally had the whole stream drop off. What's up? What's up? How's it going? How are you? How are you guys? Sherman cut off the stream. Dang that Sherman! Dang that Sherman! What is up? What is up, Luis? Luis, Maugi, Warren, Maggie Star, Marvin, Wynn, Seth, Andrew, Warren, Ed French, Shesh, Seth, Chele, howdy, howdy. Yeah, we're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna literally go from the beginning. What's up? How's it going? Good morning. Hey yo, cheers, cheers. Good morning. What is up? Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, we fell off. I don't know what happened there. Bad connection, and we lost our train of thought. We're going back to the beginning. We're starting over. Hello, cheers, good morning, good morning. Houston in the house, Netherlands in the house. What's up, guys? How are you? So, I started off the stream this morning just by saying, hey, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys a bunch. Honestly, I just wanted to take a moment to say I really appreciate this space that we've cultivated together. I appreciate you guys showing up and taking part in the conversation and participating. Potentially, I just realized the other day I made more money streaming yesterday than I did at my second job. So I made more money streaming yesterday than I did at my second and third job, which is great. I was really appreciative of that. It meant a lot, but it did take a lot of my time out of the day to do those live streams. We covered both those public hearings. We just watched them and commented and just discussed them. But looking back in review, we did this earlier, but pretty much we're gonna do the whole thing again. We're doing the whole stream again. We'll delete that old one this morning, or we'll delete the one this morning that crashed. So one of the biggest things that happened, yo, what's up, good morning. One of the biggest things that happened was the U.S. Congress cryptocurrency hearing yesterday. But what's really funny is that most people are using the FUD tone. Most people are going to take the FUD approach, which is not necessarily my favorite approach. They're going all FUD on it, and yeah, exactly. XRP can't be stopped. That's true. They're going FUD. They're going FUD on it though. I've seen a lot of people make posts that are like, crypto ban in U.S. U.S. to ban crypto. Congressman suggests ban on crypto. All these different headlines like that. So don't be surprised if I come out later with a video like that, because that's just the thing to do. Apparently that's the thing to do. Clickbait on YouTube. You know, what else is there? What else do you really want? I saw that. I did read into that. He does have his biggest contributor is a credit card processor. So yeah, you can see, you know, he's just basically covering his ish. He's covering his ish. So Bitcoin trading's up. Bitcoin trading volume's up 100%. 100%! Ah! Now, Bitcoin trading volume up 100% is great, but what was really interesting to watch was that during the run, XRP volume actually passed Litecoin, which was great, and it stayed above it. It's above it right now. So XRP volume above Litecoin, but the volume needs to double for us to hit Bitcoin Cash numbers. But looking at that, it was strong. Bitcoin volume's up. You can see Tether's the only thing in the green right now, but this morning when I looked at it, the only thing in the green was Cardano and Dash. So Dash still in the green, Cardano losing its positive change in 24 hours. But there's specifically something more interesting that's happening right now, and I tried to bring it up in the earlier stream that crashed, and the charts wasn't working. Literally, this chart site's not working. I tried to find this Bitcoin info charts is the one I normally use, and I don't know why, but it's acting different, or it just looks different. I think that's the right chart, though. Bit info charts. All right, we just looked at this, and I just look at this a moment ago, and it wasn't working, and now it's back up. So perfect. A Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm going to click on Litecoin and XRP, and we're going to zoom in on the last month. And this is really a big indicator of where we are right now. Snapshot of where we are in this space, in this technological space of Bitcoin, crypto, Ethereum, XRP, etc. You can see right here is these are the average transaction costs. We covered this yesterday, so stick with me if you're bored of this. We covered it yesterday, but there's more there's more information about why this is important. The blue line is Bitcoin average transaction costs. Red line is Ethereum average transaction costs. Yellow line, if you can even see the yellow line way down there, yellow line, Litecoin average transaction costs. And the bottom of the graph, that green line that just mimics the bottom of the graph, that's XRP average cost transaction. And you might think like, cool, that's great. Why do I care? But the reason you care is because people are using Ethereum to build on, right? Ethereum building on top of it. Enterprise solutions like Quorum, CryptoKitties, Cryptomon or whatever that other one is, Ethermon. There's basically people building games on top of Ethereum, and you can see the transaction fees are spiking. Now, you might be like, I don't care. You might be like, I don't care about Ethereum. Well, guess what? I do. I like Ethereum. Ethereum's great, okay? But you can potentially see why XRP is better. XRP better. The reason why, basically, is because, well, we already covered this article. U.S. Congressman calls for a crypto ban. We'll see this, and we were just covering this whenever the stream dropped in the last video. We were saying, this is what you'll see probably a lot of for the next few days. You'll see a lot of people just grab your blue blockers, put them on, and be like, I can't hear you. I can't even see your lies. Your lies mean nothing to me. Sorry about that time I yelled. The microphone is turned up. U.S. Congressman calls for ban on crypto mining and buying. That's not actually what happened. I mean, he is saying that we should ban it, but he didn't call for a ban, and it's not happening. There's no ban happening. So, you know, people like to just throw these titles out there and these headlines around, and they get some responses. They take some, they get some clicks, right? It's all about the clicks.
Appreciating fiat. I'm crypto rich, and I'm holding XRP to take over the world.
Woo! That's right, Mo. Thank you so much, Mo, with dropping some support, some early morning support. Take my depreciating fiat. I love it, bro. I love it. I'm crypto rich, and I'm holding XRP to take over the world. That's true. It's 100% true. And the best part is, you know, talking about Sherman saying, like, what's the point of crypto? It's like, man, Mr. Bollock really kind of disappointed me. He didn't have some quick, snappy returns saying, like, you know, how much crypto's lost value in one lifetime, losing 80% of its value. Or, you know, the ability to send more than $10,000 somewhere, or the ability to send money to someone outside the States. You know, Mr. Sherman must not have any friends outside the States because, you know, he doesn't realize the reality of the issue, the problem with the current banking system and the current fiat system. That's okay, though. We'll see. Again, I think we're just going to see this for a few more days, people running with that headline and using it as long as they can. And I think that hearing did a good job of bringing up some issues and some conversations that people need to have. The reality of them asking literally, like, can we make a Fed coin, and should we? What's the reality of a bank making a coin? What's the reality of the U.S. dollar maintaining global dominance moving forward in the crypto sphere, et cetera, et cetera? And those are the real questions that they want to know more about, and that's why that's why we think XRP is going to be number one. Not because, you know, not because we want it to be. Unfortunately, we do not get to dictate it becoming number one. It becomes number one because Ripple Labs had the foresight and David Schwartz had the foresight 30 years ago to patent some of this revolutionary cryptography understandings. And, you know, people having conversations still to this day about how cryptography manifests in its most refined form. You know, people are still talking about this every day. It's not like a done conversation. So, you know, Ripple Labs being so intelligent and having the understanding of economic policies and models well enough to build out a fixed supply coded digital store of value with an escrow that replicates the inflationary model of fiat and the Fed. So you really cannot argue with that. You cannot argue with the fact that when you take a look back, when you step back and look at it, you just have to say like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. And that whole public hearing, there's so many gems in there that I want to just like break apart and make videos with. But in reality, one of the bigger things that I think is happening today is the issue with this right here. These digital monsters live on Ethereum, but they'll fight on Zilliqa. Now, if you don't know about these digital monsters, don't feel bad. I didn't either. I knew about CryptoKitties. I knew they had a game on Ethereum that took a lot of Ethereum's gas, per se. But I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use another platform that actually, you know, Quorum launched on Ethereum. But there's another project that launched on Ethereum a few days ago that's actually probably more responsible for the Ethereum transaction fee spike and what that means. Please consider the reality of this, looking at XRP and Codius, and tell me it doesn't just like sledgehammer. It doesn't just sledgehammer in like the reality that this is XRP Codius is unstoppable. So here's the idea, basically. If you didn't know about this game, it's a Ethereum. It's a game inspired by Pokemon. It's built on the world's second largest blockchain, Ethereum. This guy had around $15 worth of Ether to spare, so he decided to try out the game. He quickly ran into an issue in the game, namely that with $15, he never got a chance to play any of the other game's functions, because every single time you do anything like lay eggs, make trades, train it, or do anything at all, it basically has the cost equivalent of $1 or $2, right? $1 or $2 for every little function in the game. It's not a big deal. Really not a big deal to pay $1 or $2 to play the game. But the big deal is the reason it costs $1 is that every update to Ethermon smart contract calls for gas. Every update calls for gas. Part of a complex fee mechanism that incentivizes the miners who maintain the Ethereum blockchain. Now, the reality is that that's just part of the way it works. It's just part of the way how the game works on top of Ethereum. But if you go back and look, what were we just looking at? We were looking at the Ethereum price chart compared to Bitcoin price chart and XRP price. You know, all this, looking at these charts right here, looking at this right here, you can see like, what is this huge spike? That probably wasn't Ethermon. That probably wasn't Ethermon. But you know who it was? It was Augur. You guys heard of this at all? You guys heard of Augur at all? You guys know anything about Augur? So this came out a week ago, and I was looking at covering it, but it didn't fit into the schedule, but it does make sense now. It's relevant. Augur passes CryptoKitties. Ethereum app sees 400K in first day of betting. So if you guys don't know about Augur, it's basically a forecast tool. People are betting on forecast predictions, and in reality, what happened is it just passed CryptoKitties as the most popular game, app, program on Ethereum. And that basically is the reason, you can see that's the reason that you have these price jumps, this transaction fee jump, because of the demand on Augur. Now, what this article is saying, what's really interesting to look at this, is that the article is suggesting that their solution for this is to move to Zilliqa. So if you guys don't know about Zilliqa, Zilliqa is another high throughput blockchain. It's actually pretty far down the list here, 25th position, $605 million in it, and we've done a video about that before. I actually have a video on the channel about Zilliqa, and I made it a while ago. It caught my interest whenever it was first added to Binance, and the issue really is the fact that Zilliqa will be more efficient, it'll cost less, it'll be easier for them to just move the game over to Zilliqa. So the fact that the team's having trouble with building on Ethereum because of all the costs of all these rights and the gas spent on Ethereum. Basically, you can see that the decentralized game seems like it's missing the point. However, the Ethereum announced earlier this month it's planning on moving its gameplay to the soon-to-be-launched program Zilliqua. So the protocol Zilliqua, soon to be the platform for this Ethereum game. But in reality, we know potentially that the way they built XRP and Codius is that this article probably will be rewritten in about 3 months, and it'll say the same thing. CryptoKitties, Augur, and Ethermon all head to Codius. that's what it'll say. It'll just say they're going to Codius because it makes more sense. And it'll take a while for them to figure out how to program on Codius for sure. But the fact that it'll cost so much less, and the contracts are sealed when they're uploaded, so there's different ways to use it. It'll be a little bit different to program inside of for sure, but it's open to any programming language. And I think when people learn how to use it, it's going to be really big. It's going to be really, really big. So it's funny to see these people building all these programs and games on top of Ethereum, and that could be the downfall of their project. Literally, that could be the downfall of their project because they launched it on a poor platform. Not a poor. I like Ethereum. I like Ethereum a lot. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to look at a platform and you're deciding what to build out something on top of an infrastructure, you're going to look at, like, well, efficiency, stability, resilience, and also costs. You're going to look at profit. You're going to look at profitability for your investment. And building out something and shaving off the profits is important. Definitely very, 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 very important. So you can see that it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Like, what basically do you expect from someone looking to develop on top of these protocol tokens? I potentially cannot imagine how long it will take for them to see the potential for XRP and Codius, but it's there. It's there, guys. XRP, Codius, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. So that was really one of the biggest thing that I was really excited about today was just the potential of XRP and Codius still, and the potential of this misinformation, the congressman crypto ban call. All that's really just a bunch of misinformation and people really being confused. I had someone even show up in my video yesterday. They commented on one of my videos. They were like, "Now what are you going to do, nerd? XRP's going to fail. Ha 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 ha." And I said something like, "Don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it." People thinking that this is like a bad move or a detrimental blow to XRP, they didn't hear the same public hearing I did, obviously. They didn't listen and read between the lines and look at the reality of Ripple Labs being the only people really with the foresight to build out a cryptocurrency that could appease the banks. So I still am pretty faithful in my call for XRP, the global standard, XRP, global soft power reserve. Bets on Stellar overtaking XRP? None. None. Stellar's got a good run recently with IBM and their stablecoin, but I think a lot of that's just news, hype, and misinformation because no one's figured out a stablecoin yet. Like, no one's figured it out. Stablecoin and coded store of value, they go like this. They go right past each other. It's like a unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Right? They don't exist in the same scene. They don't exist in the same scene. So yeah, IBM and Stellar's, everyone's trying to say they're going to figure out a stablecoin, but you tell me how a stablecoin works. Like, you tell me how stablecoin works, and you'll be the next billionaire in the world. Okay? Figure it out. I have a few ideas. I'm on the roadmap. I'm on the roadmap. If the next bull run is similar to all others, all-time high should be exceeded by a multiple. XRP is the outsider everyone's against because they fear it. It's true. It's true. Tell me more, Base says. But we cannot say. Yeah, they definitely, those guys, man, I don't know. That video I tell you about talks about that kung fu. Tell me more. What are you saying? Didn't you, Douglas, did you say you wanted to make a game? I'm still on board. I'm still all about it. Did you join the Discord so we can talk about that? Crypto kids have 10-second attention span. They can only listen to sound bites and read headlines. That's how they make decisions or buy and sell. Adults buy Ripple. Kids buy Verge. Oh, boom! Boom! Dean, man. Oh, Dean dropping some bombs on here. Dean dropping some bombs. Sorry about that time I yelled. I got excited. Dean was making some good comments. So XRP is a stable coin. That's probably the closest they'll get. That's probably the closest they'll get for sure. Grayscale Investments reports 56% of incoming crypto capital is from institutional investors. The emergence of new regulations continues to fuel an influx of institutional capital in the cryptocurrency sector. As investment community knows, over the last 6 months, the digital asset market experienced one of the largest price drawdowns since the inception of Bitcoin. However, that's more interesting and somewhat counterintuitive is the pace of investment into Grayscale products has accelerated to a level that we have not seen before. Interesting. So people are excited. People are excited. So Peter Gabriel in the news again. Former Genesis frontman invests in blockchain startup for food transport. British pop star. Oh, Peter Gabriel. I thought it said Peter Thiel. I thought it said Peter Thiel. It's Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel invested in blockchain startup. According to a press release, the amount has not been disclosed how much he invested. The goal is to create better transparency in food transportation by applying blockchain technology. The company will use the funding from the former Genesis frontman to implement its blockchain-based application, which over 1,000 food and beverage businesses by 25 should be using, they said. No mention of what they're planning on building it out on, but they are interested in using blockchain for this adventure. Kik messaging app reveals its first beta, Kinect. Have you guys ever seen the WeChat video? You guys know about WeChat, right? You guys know why China is like terrified of crypto, and WeChat is like their #1 app. You guys know about this, right? It's not just like random. It's not crazy. I'm going to do a video about this at another time. We're going to break in this more. But the reality is, if you guys don't know about WeChat, we're going to watch this video really quick, and then we're going to talk about it.
It's your WhatsApp, Facebook, Skype. They're mutated in some ways because they evolved. It's almost future. So for Google, you had Baidu. For YouTube, you had Youku. For Twitter, you had Sina Weibo. And the list goes on and on.
Okay, wait.
It's known. You've probably never used a Chinese app. But the reality is, if you want to know how the internet will develop, China, the land once known for its cheap ripoffs, has actually become a guide to the future. So for Google, you had Baidu. For YouTube, you had Youku. For Twitter, you had Sina Weibo. And the list goes on and on. It's almost as if the Chinese internet is a lagoon as an aside to the greater ocean of the internet. And in that lagoon, there are these swamp monster apps that bear some resemblance to the creatures in the ocean, but are mutated in some ways because they evolved in a different kind of environment. But things have started to shift in the sense that before, no one outside of the lagoon really cared about the swamp monsters. But now, all of a sudden, some of the features they've developed are so amazing that Western apps are trying to copy them. And the greatest example of this is WeChat. WeChat is an example of, for lack of a better word, a super app. It's a Swiss Army knife that basically does everything for you. It's your WhatsApp, Facebook, Skype, and Uber. It's your Amazon, Instagram, Venmo, and Tinder. But it's other things we don't even have apps for. There are hospitals that have built out whole appointment booking systems. There are investment services. There are even heat maps that show how crowded a place is, be it your favorite shopping mall or a popular tourist site. The list of services goes on basically forever. But it's not the variety of things you can do on WeChat that makes it so powerful. It's the fact that they're all in one app. So why does that matter? Hypothetically, imagine you're sitting at home and one day you notice your corgi is dirty. You open WeChat, hit a few buttons, and a few hours later, a man shows up at your door with some shampoo and a big vacuum. Your dog gets cleaned and he looks great. You take a photo. You share it with your friends and tag the dog cleaning business. You haven't left the app. Your friend who likes Hello Kitty and works a boring office job is slacking off at work and looking at WeChat. She sees the photo of your clean corgi. She decides she wants her poodle clean. She clicks the tag on your photo and orders the same service. Within seconds, the man with the big vacuum is on his way to her house. She pays him, and he's happy because he got paid instantly on WeChat. She starts chatting with you to thank you. Neither of you have left the app. While chatting, she tells you about a new hip noodle joint. She says, you have to come. It's a schlep, but you accept. She orders food while still at her desk. You order a taxi. She pays for the food. On the way to her house, the man with the big vacuum invests the money he earned from both of you into a wealth management product that's probably a little too risky. Neither of you nor the man with the big vacuum have left the app. Both of you arrive and the app tells the kitchen you're there. Your WeChat profile photo pops up on the wall. It's an old photo from the year you had that weird part in your hair. Of course she makes a comment. Your food is served. You notice your meat is a bit overcooked, so you snap a photo and post a disparaging restaurant review. You're already on your phone and you remember you still owe your friend money because she paid. You transfer her money. Neither of you, the man with the big vacuum, nor the restaurant have left the app. At the restaurant, there are no menus, there are no waiters, there is no cashier. There is only WeChat. By rolling so many functions into one single app, it's altered the concept of virality. It's no longer just videos or images or tweets that can go viral. It's a dog washer, noodles, all sorts of companies and products that get the push of a social network. Here in China, that network is 700 million people. Sounds great, right? Well, it is, but using a single app to find a date, schedule an oil change, or notarize a document also enables WeChat to collect a staggering volume of personal data. They know what you talk about, who you talk about it with, what you read, where you go, why you're going there, who's there, how you spend money when you're online, how you spend money when you're offline. The list goes on indefinitely. So if you're not in China, why does this matter? It matters because we're starting to see a number of Western tech companies attempt to replicate super apps like WeChat. For the companies, it's incredibly powerful.
Okay, so that was about it. We're going to break that down in another video and talk about that more. Basically, the idea, if that didn't spark some ideas, then here's some things to think about. WeChat sells all that data to the Chinese government. And not because they want to, because they have to, because they're forced to, because of an arrangement with the Communist Party that allows them to participate in the country at all. So you can see that, just like it suggested at the end of the video, Western apps are jealous, right? One app for everything, and all that data goes to the government. The problem is that for Facebook to make that transition, it's going to be a big jump, right? It's going to be a big. Facebook wants that. Facebook would love that. WeChat already has that. Now here you can see why China outright banned cryptos entirely. Because just like they suggested yesterday in the public hearing, what's possible now is the ability for us to create a social platform that has an encrypted barrier of data protection for its users. What does that mean for a huge controlling conglomerate like the Communist Party? I mean, I just call the Chinese government a conglomerate, but really pretty much we are headed to that direction where corporations and conglomerates are functioning as governments in a sense. And the reality is that they want that data and they're afraid to not get it. So here you can see a lot of nation states and governments and conglomerates are fearful of this technology. And you can see why it makes sense. Like China is getting all this data from their populace for nothing, for free, and they get it all just because it's there, available. But imagine if WeChat was to go on the blockchain. Imagine if WeChat went entirely decentralized and all of a sudden all your data is protected and you can choose what data you share. That is why China said no to crypto. And they're only going to say no as long as it takes them to figure out how to use it. And the reality is that Facebook and American companies, big companies like that, they want to head that direction too. They want to say, like let's make an app that everybody can just get everything in, and that's where Facebook's heading. They're adding the marketplace, they're adding all the things they can. But the problem is that we just aren't used to it. And WeChat's so far ahead and we're so far behind that now I think they're starting to realize that the Western apps might never achieve that level of dominance. Western apps might never achieve that ability. They're inside the app the whole freaking demo. Like that whole story, they're in the same app, right? It's inside that one app. It might as well just be called one app, and it might as well be run by the NWO, and it might as well just be like the only app that functions, right? The one government app. So you can see like Kik messaging app reveals its first beta product, Kinit. And basically what you can see is happening is we're right in this threshold of, the Communist Party doesn't want these decentralized data protecting apps to be functioning. They don't want these private encrypted apps to be functioning, but companies are realizing this is the future and they're trying to build them. They're trying to build them out. So China's blocking ICOs and crypto is only, I think, their response because of apps like WeChat. And looking at the ability for Facebook to head that direction, like they probably will have to scrap those plans and start looking at some other plan for the future of Facebook. Something like buying Coinbase and launching Facebook Coin would be probably the best they could do at this point. And you can see that, citing the hearings from yesterday, everyone's really curious about this space. Everyone's really interested, like where this space is going and what's happening in crypto. It's important. It's important around the world. And this is, like I was saying yesterday, this is one of the things that I think, the public hearings talking about this. How do we implement and use crypto? And then you can see all these conversations fall back and boil back to the idea of at least setting a standard, a global standard. And what would that be? What would be used as a global standard? Something that's working with the banks? Someone that's provided a possible working economic model that mimics the inflation process of the Fed? Maybe something that provides like a protocol level of support to underbanked and overbanked people around the world. So I think that we're potentially just still in the very, very early stages of this understanding and adoption as far as world mass use. And I think that's okay. So we're moving on. U.S. Congress hearing, central bank digital currency, one of the worst financial ideas. And you can see all the articles I picked today are really just kind of subtly in the background whispering like, XRP, XRP, XRP. I like it so much. I want to watch it again. That's right. That's right. XRP. All the articles that I put in today are pretty much subtly suggesting that's the power of XRP moving forward. And this is another one of them. This is another one of those articles. U.S. Congress hearing central bank digital currency, one of the worst financial ideas. And they said basically it would be a monopoly on the monetary policy creation, and that's why they couldn't have a central bank creating a digital currency. But you can see that's kind of the reason that you might see Ripple Labs become appointed, kind of like the Federal Reserve is, a private company that's in it's in basically a regulatory status with governing bodies, and potentially looking at, what does that mean for the Ripple Labs? What does that mean for the Federal Reserve? What does that mean for the potential, digital currencies of central banks? So there's a lot of issues that are being discussed, a lot of suggestions being heard, and the reality is that there's nothing more likely in my mind than the emergence of a global standard built around XRP. And what that means, no one knows. What that possibly leads towards, no one's really sure. And I think that, honestly, it's a very interesting time to be even making that suggestion. There's a lot of other interesting things happening in the world, but the G20 summit is happening, the witch party, that the Skull and Bones witch party is happening right now. So a lot of interesting moments kind of culminating this week. And I thought this was also another article. Moving on. How CoinMarketCap incentivizes exchanges to report fake volume. Interesting. In the case of fake volume, this is interesting, I think, looking at the fake volume defined as a buy and sell order designed to artificially create the impression of demand, a running motif in the cryptocurrency world. So cooking the books is the term that they're using here. Cooking the books to inflate the volume on CoinMarketCap. So that's an interesting read through if you guys are interested in that. Another article today that came out, and I know a lot of us are all XRP, but this article on Global Coin Report says that Tron could dethrone XRP this year. I don't know. I don't know about that. That sounds like a big assumption. It's a big assumption. I did see that they're voting for their like super representatives right now. They're voting for their super representatives. So that's kind of interesting to look at. And I also saw this today, and I thought I'd bring it up. It's kind of fun. The similarity here, Bitcoin and gold. What do you guys think about this? Tron Connect. Wayne, thank you so much. That's a great idea. I might pull that clip. I might use that one. Sometimes the hardest part about using clips like that is like I can imagine a clip. I remember clips from movies, and I'm like, that would fit really well right here. And then the hard part's finding it. The hard part's finding that exact clip, aside from like downloading the whole movie on BitTorrent or something. So that's a good idea. I'll look at that though. Hey nerd, just got back from Florida. What do you think of Dogecoin? I saw that Dogecoin was just added to Robinhood, and I have a link to get a free stock in Robinhood app. So if you go sign up for Dogecoin, if you sign up for Robinhood, sell your free stock. They're going to give you like a free $5 stock, usually for Sprint or something. Sell that, and then buy $5 worth of Dogecoin. I think that's like 10,000 Dogecoins or something. So then just go ahead and get some free Dogecoins. Free Dogecoins for you. Sign up for Robinhood. Links in the description. Sell your stock. Get a free Dogecoin, and then who knows? Just be like, Kung Fu Nerd, hook me up with some free Doge. I don't even have to worry about if it's a worthy investment or not because it was free. Or just keep your stock. Keep that stock. I don't know. So Bitcoin here, gold here. That's a great chart. 1980, gold was right there. 1980, gold's right there. 2018, Bitcoin's right here. So looking at 300% growth on gold right there. No big deal. Just flying up that bad boy. Also on Reddit. This guy's on Reddit with a no hodl. No hodl. What do you guys think he sold? Is the real question. Mo, you and I are thinking very similarly. Mo, you were right. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure about that. So, yeah, no, that's true. Ramirez is right. Everything goes up if BTC goes up, and that's the reality. That's the reality, for sure. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume being up too. The trading volumes hasn't been this high for a while. Basically a 36-week low in volume. So the volume set finally a record inside of an 8-hour window. The volume set a record, so it's pretty high. Augur, which we were just talking about, basically the Augur program is the reason that Ethereum costs so much. We were looking at this bit chart, the Bitcoin chart info, and we were like, why does it cost so much? Why are transaction fees super high, almost as high as Bitcoin in this last month? And it's because Augur released on Ethereum, and they're using more gas than CryptoKitties is, and that potentially is big. Augur is really big. People like Augur. It's like a prediction market, and you can bet in. And apparently they just did their first payout. So the 20K in crypto first bets on prediction market Augur just paid out. If you guys haven't ever been to Augur, it's basically like a prediction tool. It's a live prediction tool. You can make predictions, and it's all on the Ethereum blockchain. I think it's UR. Augur Net, the future of forecasting. It's kind of interesting. I think I've already signed in. I've already been on here before. The guy behind Augur, or here's the team, but the guy behind Augur was that one guy at EOS that nobody liked, Brock or whatever or something. I think people were really not happy with him being part of EOS either, but I think he's like one of the founders of Augur. And looking at this, again, this is the digital monsters on Ethereum that they're saying are going to switch to Zilliqua. And they're saying they're going to relaunch on a Zilliqua platform, high throughput blockchain. But in reality, I'm thinking that in the future, more programs like this are going to actually head to Codius, open to any programming language, and way less costs per write, way less costs per launch, locked and secured smart contracts as soon as they're written. So this potentially means people just still don't even know about Codius and XRP. They're still looking at developing smart contracts and programs on top of Ethereum. Ethereum costs them a lot of money. Transaction fees are up, so they're switching to Zilliqua. Zilliqua, if you guys don't know, is ranked in the top 25 cryptocurrencies. It is at number 25 with $600 million in it at 8 cents on Binance. I have a video in my channel about Zilliqua if you guys want to watch it, if you guys want to check it out. Yeah, I agree, Mo. I think that they are pushing Ethereum, mainly probably because they have a bunch of enterprise solutions built on it, like Quorum or whatever. So the reality is that they are pushing it, and it could potentially even achieve, I think, some level of dominance above other coins for a while because of its continued support levels. But also looking at Bitcoin at 44% dominance. Bitcoin's at 44% dominance, guys. That's crazy high for Bitcoin dominance. Looking at the last few weeks, it was at 40, 38, 36. Really a lot of investments into ICOs and smaller coins. But now you can see that BTC dominance is down. I mean, up. It's up. And people are supporting Bitcoin again, which is interesting. Looking at the Lightning Network moving forward. I just read something about the Lightning Network a second ago that we should look at. It's crazy, honestly. I think I emailed it to myself. Yeah, the dominance was up. It did used to be way higher for sure. I remember it being obviously like 100% or like 90% or whatever. There was definitely a moment where it was like way higher. Get in ETC. It has big money pushing. Warning. What's up? What's up, Thomas? Oh, that's what we were looking at. I was like, what was I just talking about? Lightning Network, something. I just saw an article this morning, and I was reading it about Lightning Network, and I thought I saved it for myself to read with you guys, but I didn't. I'm trying to look for this article. I was just reading about the Lightning Network and some issues they were having with like off-chain coins costing more or something. I wish I could find it. I wish I could find it really quick for you guys. I'm actually gonna go. I think it was on my phone. So you guys just keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna play some music and turn my phone off really quick and look for that article. I'm still here. I'm still here, guys. Don't you worry. I'll be right back. I'm looking for this article really quick on Lightning Network.